What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a double review for Survivor Series 2019 and NXT Takeover Wargames 3 from the Allstate Arena in near Chicago, Illinois. This is night 2 and 3 of the 4 nights that are going to be happening for WWE. And then 2 nights later for AEW will be in the Sears Center for AEW's TNT show. So a lot of wrestling coming in Chicago for this week. Let's start off with our good old friends in NXT with NXT Takeover Wargames in the pre-show. Why was there a match on the pre-show? I couldn't give you a damn answer why. Why was this match even made? Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Angel Garza. Were these guys feuding? Was it a #1 contendership to face Leo Rush on Survivor Series? Why was this match happening? I don't know why we had this match on the pre-show. Pretty good match between these two. Angel Garza wins it with the win clipper. Again, I want to care about every match in NXT, and every match should have purpose. But what was the point of this match? Why did this match have to happen on the pre-show? There has been 26 other takeovers. This is the 27th takeover since they did Takeover. If you want to count Arrival, then this is the 28th show that they've done. There has never been a pre-show match on any other takeover in existence. Why, oh why, is this match happening on the pre-show? This match could have been on NXT TV. This match could have been on Takeover itself. Why did it have to happen on the pre-show? I just don't get it. Then we move on. Before we got to the show, they ran an angle where Mia Yim was attacked. The biggest reason this angle happened is because Mia Yim was legitimately injured during her match against Io Shirai. So they decided to run this angle, which got us to where the first match is going to be with Dakota Kai as your 4th member of Team Rhea Ripley. And then, if you didn't watch the pre-show, maybe one of those people who it's an NXT Takeover pre-show. The Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Angel Garza match did not get announced. And I mean literally, did not get announced until we were, I believe it was a day or so before Takeover happened. So why the hell am I going to sit there and actually go out of my way to watch Takeover pre-show when the majority of the time Takeover's pre-shows don't have a pre-show match? So why am I sitting there wanting to watch Takeover's pre-show when that never happens? Oh, and the reason I want to say this is because Mauro Ranallo, the very first thing that we say when we get to the first match, which is the 4-on-4, the Wargames match for the women, the first ever women's Wargames match, opens Takeover. We have Mauro Ranallo tell us that Mia Yim was injured and Dakota Kai is taking her place. That is it. No video, no nothing, no context of why this is happening. Just, hey, she's injured, she's gone, and we move on. They played it off as if it wasn't a big deal, and it was a massive deal, especially with how this match went on. This was a massive deal in the simple fact that they left it as, hey, Mia Yim's injured, she's not going to be in this match, so we're just going to tell you and move on. Didn't like that at all. I really wish they would have done something better for that. But we had the first Wargames match. Captain Rhea Ripley, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, and Candice LeRae versus Captain Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and NXT Women's Champion Kaylee Ray. Io Shirai and Candice LeRae started this thing off. Now, Chicago brought it on Saturday. Absolutely phenomenal show, except for the tail beginning of this match. WWE, Triple H, whoever forgot that the last time you left a clock on the screen or on the monitors for longer than you need the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fans get really stupid. For the first 5 minutes, they were showing the 5-minute countdown, and they went for the first 2-3 minutes of that clock was on the monitor, on everything for fans to see. So when they took it away, fans were just chanting, started doing the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. like they did with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler last year. When that wasn't the time for the match for that to be over, people were chanting, "Where's the clock? Where's the clock?" At that moment, I'm like, "Come on, Chicago, this is NXT. Why are you gonna disrespect these women like this? These women are gonna go out there and beat some ass, take some names, and put their bodies on the line for you, and you're gonna disrespect them like that." So the crowd pops big when the clock comes up for the 10-1, which I believe the first person to come out for was Bianca Belair. Now, kudos to whoever did Bianca Belair's ring attire, because her face was all over her entire gear, but that wasn't the cool part. Every single part of her face had the hair of her hair was coming down, but it wasn't like on the fabric. It was a piece that was just swinging there, so she had like tassels looking like they were coming down her side, swinging back and forth like it was actual hair, which was fucking cool. So Belair Shirai beat up on the Candice LeRae for a bit. Then comes Rhea Ripley. She is number 2 for her team. Fenton enters to booze for no tables because everybody wanted tables. She was bringing out trash can lids, trash cans, chairs. Everybody was chanting, "We want tables." Because of course, I still don't get why "We want tables" became like the biggest. Like everyone wants blood. No, we want tables. There's no "we want blood." There's no "we want barbed wire." We want chairs. It's always "we want tables." That did not happen. So Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae get a bunch of shots in on these two with the trash cans. People wanted tables, but Rhea Ripley decided, well, I didn't bring tables out, so I'm going to take this trash can and I'm going to put Bianca Belair through this trash can, which got a huge pop. Kay Lee Ray is coming in to make it 3-on-2. So it's these guys beating the hell out of Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae. There's like just carnage in this ring. They're beating the hell out of these two. Tower of Doom dropping everyone. Belair on the pile of chairs. Belair comes flying down, splashing everyone in the chairs. The timer counts down. The next person out is Kai. And then this was fantastic. Dakota Kai looks like she's about to run down and join the fray. She stops at the center of the stage, turns back around. You see that look of evil venom and vile viciousness coming out of her. She runs back in, hits the haluva kick to Tegan Nox, laying her out. Mauro Ranallo is just going ballistic. Are you kidding me? What the hell? What has gotten to Dakota Kai? He is just at his best in this moment right here. Drops her, hits her back and forth with the chant into the cage because they're on cages. There's a holy shit chant. Baszler is in her cage, absolutely loving this because Dakota Kai is just destroying Tegan Nox. He beats up on Tegan Nox's leg, pulls the brace off, is attacking it. This was just absolutely fantastic. They actually put the first half of this beatdown on their Twitter account, so if you haven't seen it, go check that out. It's on Twitter, YouTube as well, probably. This was honestly the moment of the night. This was my holy shit moment, and then Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa said, "Hold my beer." We'll talk about that later. Regal comes out, pulls her away. Looks like they get her to leave. Baszler is laughing. She's loving this. She's like, "This is the best day of my life because I'm going to win this Wargames match and have a 4-on-2 advantage." Fans boo Kai. She looks like she's gone, but she comes back in, starts beating on her even more. Ripley is furious in the ring. She is just beside herself because she knew there was a reason she didn't want Dakota Kai. And she's not happy now because it's going to be 4-on-2. So Baszler just the timer hits down, bam, and she just comes out. She's got this smug look on her face. She's strolling to the ring as slow as can be because she's we got this in hand. We're gonna beat these two women down and we're gonna win this, no problem. It was made official that Dakota Kai was removed from the building and Tegan Nox is unable to perform. So this was a 4-on-2 advantage. And from here on out, this was the star-making performances of Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley. These two women, if they weren't megastars coming into this match, you put them another 2 or 3 notches higher in making these two megastars, because this was star-making worthy performances from these two. They're getting beat down, they were getting destroyed. Somehow cuffs were in, like a pair of handcuffs in the trash can that Bianca Belair picks up. She throws whatever out of it, and out came some handcuffs. They tried to handcuff Rhea Ripley to the ring ropes, but that failed. She does have the one cuff on her hand. Mamma Mia chants. You have Belair breaking up a pin. Fans go wild with another big NXT and Mamma Mia chant. Big multi-woman spotlight from the ring. Baszler gets a slap and beat with the chairs from Ripley. Ripley places a trash can on 2 chairs. Ray ends up taking the trash can to the face because that looked horrible. Which, by the way, before this, one of the biggest spots of this match in the ring was Io Shirai was moving up on top of the cage. Candice LeRae tried to follow her, and Kay Lee Ray comes up, gets on top of the ropes, and Mrs. Candice decides she's going to hit an avalanche poison Rana onto Kay Lee Ray. Holy hell, what a spot. Like, my God, I don't know how Kay Lee Ray was able to get up and jump over from one ring to the other to take the shot with the trash can. But she did, and that was that. Then Shayna Baszler gets the carry through the clutch on Rhea Ripley, and it's got to be over. This has got to be over. Well, Rhea Ripley fights out, and Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler gets the other arm in. She switches arms. So Rhea Ripley's still fighting out of this, trying to get out of this, and she pulls Shayna Baszler's arm out enough to where she can take her cuffed hand, take the other handcuff piece, and handcuff it to Shayna Baszler, so she's going nowhere. The look on Shayna Baszler's face when Rhea Ripley got that cuff on her was just priceless. Rhea Ripley ducks a kick, gets the riptide onto Shayna Baszler through a thing of chairs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae survive on their own after what happened with Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. This match was fantastic. This was the match of the night. The men's Wargames match was awesome. The other 2 matches this was a pay-per-view that was Wargames and filler, as it was always going to be. Not saying they were bad matches, but 2 matches you come to see were the 2 matches of the night. We'll go with our ranking system later. But this was obviously set up for Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler at Takeover, which is going to be happening not in January, and we'll talk about when it's going to be happening later on. Now, with Tegan Nox, it being publicly documented and known that Tegan Nox, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai are 3 best friends in the back, or behind the scenes. They can play off that Tegan Nox is off TV for a bit because of the attack that happened on Saturday. Candice LeRae could be the first target of this heel Dakota Kai. So I fully expect in the next coming weeks that Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae are going to have a couple scraps, and then when that's done and over with, then Tegan Nox will come back and we'll have the Tegan Nox Dakota Kai match needs to be saved for Takeover when it happens next year. The first Takeover for next year needs to be saved for that event. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Tegan Nox Dakota Kai needs to be held off until the next Takeover. That's where Candice LeRae comes in, because she is a best friend of these two. She's the placeholder for Tegan Nox until we get to that pay-per-view. We see Imperium at ringside for whatever reason. Volta, Alexander Wolf, Marcel Barthel, and Fabian Eichner, and we move into the triple threat match: Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. This, honestly, I think was the weakest match of the night. Damian Priest and Pete Dunne had 2 matches which was fantastic. They were good for TV. This match just felt like it didn't belong on Takeover. This match did not feel like it was a Takeover match. Again, this felt like this was the absolute weakest match of the show. I will give it up to Damian Priest though. Hitting a razor's edge on Killian Dane was absolutely fantastic. I didn't think he'd have it in him, but he did. This match just, I don't know what it was, the double teaming. I don't like triple threat matches or fatal four ways. Well, triple threat matches for sure, because 95% of the time, somebody's always resting on the outside. This match was not, like, this match couldn't get past that trope. Always had to have somebody on the outside so it could be a one-on-one match until it gets down to the very end. This match did pick up at the end, but it just, for the most part, it did not feel like this match was good enough for a takeover. It was good, but just under takeover. The match, the end of the match was interesting because Dane puts Dunn in an electric chair again, but Dunn brings him down with a sleeper on top of Priest. Dunn takes advantage and hooks Priest. Hold on. Wasn't an electric chair. He did the white noise. You know how there's a the white noise. Oh wait, no. Pete Dunne had Killian Dane in a sleeper. Looked like he was getting him out. So Dane drops Dunn on the back of onto Damian Priest. Dane rolls away and Dunn rolls grabs the leg of Damian Priest and pins him 1, 2, 3. He would be facing Pete Dunne last night at Survivor Series. Again, not the best match on the show. This was, I think, the weakest match of the show. And then we go to Team Ciampa warming up backstage. It shows Tommaso Ciampa's tweet on the 4th member. They asked somebody, and we'll talk about who it is later and how I and everyone else sort of saw it coming after what we saw on Monday Night Raw. We moved to Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle. This, of course, is the placeholder match because Johnny Gargano had a neck injury and could not wrestle on this night. Johnny Gargano, as I mentioned on Unscripted yesterday, sent out a tweet a couple days ago, or yesterday on Saturday, and said it was a hell of a run because it's the first time since 2016 since he's missed a takeover. Hell of a run. It's a damn shame. So Riddle charges him. He go into the ropes. Balor laughs Riddle off. These guys are going back and forth on each other. Midway through the match, Matt Riddle decides he's going to take a shot at Goldberg. Goldberg, of course, he uses spear and jackhammer. So Matt Riddle hits a spear where he rolls through. Crowd is going crazy. He just has that look of, let's do this. So he grabs Finn Balor, gets him up, hits the jackhammer, or as Marinello wanted to call it, the bro hammer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, not 3, kick out. Riddle scoops up Balor for a tombstone, in the tombstone position, which is his, floating bro, I think it would, no, it's not floating bro, the bro Derek. But Balor keeps fighting off Riddle and hits a 1916 in the middle of the ring. Riddle still kicks out. Balor stomps away on Riddle. Out of frustration, Riddle scoops Balor up and hits a bro to sleep. Bro, he gets him into the bro mission. They tangle on the mat. Riddle lands a huge kick. They go up to keep fighting, but Balor, he goes for the bro mission, the bro to sleep again. Balor gets out. Hits a Bloody Sunday DDT. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor beats Matt Riddle, and which was not a Finn Balor did not come out as a demon, which I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised as well because I was expecting the demon. But it's great to see Finn Balor, who looks leagues better in this match than he has in any single match that he had outside of that first month on the main roster. From the time he came up to the time he got injured, Finn Balor felt special. When he got injured and he came back, everything that was special about Finn Balor was gone. It's amazing how he's been back in NXT for about a month and a half, maybe about 2 months, and the guy feels special every single way. Awesome. Announcers talk about Mia Yim's injury, being both, and how Tegan Knox and Mia Young are being taken to local medical facilities. Knox to have injured her knee. Nigel revealed that Rhea Ripley will appear on Triple H's post-Takeover Facebook interview to reveal Team NXT members for Survivor Series. Now, coming out of SmackDown, the team I thought we were going to have was Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox, Mia Yim, Toni Storm, and Rhea Ripley. Of course, Tegan Knox out of there, Mia Yim out of there. The other three were confirmed for that match. Io Shirai and Bianca Belair were the other two. My biggest gripe about that is the fact that Io Shirai and Bianca Belair just got done trying to end these two two out of these three women in Wargames, and you're gonna have her go out there and just be like, oh, all's forgiven. This is brand supremacy. Didn't like that. Wargames, Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Tag Team Champions Keith Lee, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, and TBA. Now, there's a point in this match, and we'll get into it in a minute later, where, as we know, one of the rules of Wargames is if you leave the ring after you enter it, as I thought, you forfeit the match. That was never explained any better than it was Saturday night, where that doesn't apply until all 8 members are in the match. I didn't know that. Nobody told us that. We always assumed that if you entered the ring, you couldn't leave it again. There was a spot in the match where that doesn't apply. But Tommaso, Undisputed Era comes out first. Then out comes Team Ciampa minus that 4th member. Tommaso Ciampa is the last one to come out, and he has this. He comes out with a jacket, his jacket on, with a hood over him, with this metal-looking mask, which was absolutely fantastic. Pulls it off, has his face painted in war paint. He has his crutch, and he walks himself to the ring. He is going to start this match off. He's goading. He wants Adam Cole to be the captain that he is and start this match, but of course Roderick Strong's like, you know what? I got this. So Roderick Strong and Tommaso Ciampa start this match. They have themselves a good back and forth in the first 5 minutes of this match. WWE and Triple H realized that what they did in the first Wargames match was not great to do this time, and about 2 seconds or 3 seconds after the 5 minutes started, the timer disappeared, which was good. So, Strong got his ass kicked for the majority of this first 5 minutes. Then, Kyle O'Reilly comes out. So, of course, O'Reilly comes in. It's 2-on-1 on Ciampa. Ciampa tries to fight these guys off. It doesn't happen. Then out comes Dominik Dijakovic. He is your next man in. So he comes in. He beats the holy hell out of not Tommaso Ciampa, but Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong for the next minute and a half, or however long they have. He just looked fantastic. By the way, this is Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic's debut at a Takeover, and they did a fantastic job in this match. So he's getting his licks in. He's beating these guys up. He's manhandling everyone until he's left standing, and Ciampa's back to his feet. They battle some more, and then out. The next in is your good old boy, Bobby Fish. He gets the ring. He's laying waste to Tommaso Ciampa and Dominik Dijakovic. It's a 3-on-2 advantage. So they take advantage of that. And then, I don't know what the hell Bobby Fish was thinking, but he gets on the cage and says, "We run this show, Keith Lee," trying to goad and make Keith Lee more mad than he already is. They pan back to Keith Lee in the cage, and he just has that look of like, "Boy, wait till this cage opens. I'm gonna get you." So he comes in. He's running to the ring. Still, no one bringing weapons in, so it's going to come down to Adam Cole and the mystery partner to bring in these weapons, if there's to be any. He comes in, he does a leapfrog over Kyle O'Reilly and I believe it was Roderick Strong. Absolutely fantastic. He tries to do a spirit bomb to Roderick Strong, but because Dominik Dijakovic and Tommaso Ciampa are still down, he gets it taken out. It's a 3-on-1 beatdown. And then in comes Adam Cole, but Adam Cole brings out the chairs. He brings out the toys. Not the chairs, but tables. Crowd goes wild. They give a thank you Adam chant. He's throwing tables in. For whatever reason, he decides to pull a chair up and lay it across against the barrier, which, by the way, the barriers they used on Wednesday night were the barriers you would see at NXT. It's not the barriers you would see on Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view. So I found that very peculiar. But he sets one up and decides, he's like, okay, I got enough tables in there. I'm going to come in, finally. So Tommaso Ciampa decides to get up and attack him, pushing him through the table that he just put out there. And as that Mauro Ranallo would say, be careful what you wish for. And boom. And we'll talk about something that happened with Mauro Ranallo later on, because a certain commentator for SmackDown is an absolute piece of shit and needs to learn how to keep his mouth shut on things. So Cole gets thrown back into the ring, and it's a 4-on-3 attack. All four members of the Undisputed Era are, they're going into the second cage, just backing up, not wanting to be attacked. They're like, you know what, that's enough, we're done. They get up, the other guys are up, they're facing off, and it's a 4-on-3 attack fight that leads to Undisputed Era eventually getting the upper hand. Then the timer counts down. It goes to 0. Pow! Nothing happens. The Undisputed Era are laughing. They're like, you ain't got nobody. There's nobody. You ain't got nobody. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens. Music hits. And Mauro Ranallo pointed this out, that Kevin Owens has a major bone to pick with the Undisputed Era, because it was on Monday Night Raw when Triple H was trying to recruit him to come back to NXT, that the Undisputed Era made a beatdown, and beat him down they did. So it makes perfect sense why he is the 4th member of Team Tommaso Ciampa. So all 8 guys are in there, hitting big move after big move after big move. Eventually, all 5 tables get set up. You have 2 in the one cage, 1 that's leaning in the cage with the door, and then you have 2 that are leaned up, that stood up in next to a corner. So it's like, okay, the finish is gonna probably happen in this corner. Who's going through the other ones? With WWE rhetoric, who usually goes through a table is usually the team or person or team who set it up. So this is how it goes. Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole are brawling over by the tables that is right side by side. Keith Lee is being beat down while he's in the corner by, I believe it was Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. Dijakovic comes over, goozles Roderick Strong, and chokeslams him through the leaning table. He's done. He's out of the match. He's done. He's not getting back up. He goes to do the same thing to Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly gets him in a triangle choke, and Dijakovic's able to pick him up and lean him on the table. We saw the same exact spot, I believe, last year in Wargames, where Kyle O'Reilly had the cross arm breaker on somebody who was sitting down, who was standing up. They pull him onto the table, and one of the other team members comes up and hits a splash or something through the table, taking out Kyle O'Reilly. I'm pretty sure we've seen that same exact spot last year. But Kevin Owens hits a frog splash, taking him out. At not even a minute and a half later, Keith Lee powerbombs Bobby Fish through the table. It's down to Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa, who was standing on top of the cage. And Shenny, please don't die. Then the scariest moment of the night. Adam Cole is dropped through 2 tables by Tommaso Ciampa with a white noise, air raid crash, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3. The winners of the match Team Ciampa. After the bell, we're seeing shots from the crowd. You see Adam Cole's girlfriend, Britt Baker, sitting there in the crowd with her hands over her mouth, like I saw that spot and I put my hands over my mouth, like, oh my god. I never want to see that spot again. That was brutal. And the fact that Adam Cole had to go out and have a match the next night against Pete Dunne, of all people, just absolutely amazing. But Team Ciampa wins. My rankings for these matches are: the women's War Games match was number 1, men's War Games match was number 2, Matt Riddle versus Finn Balor was number 3, and the triple threat match for the number 1 contendership was number 4, because it felt like it just did not feel like it should have been on this show. So, yes, Master Ciampa, not Ciampa, but Adam Cole's girlfriend, Britt Baker, was showed on this show. She will be at every single takeover. If there's not a takeover on the same night of a AEW pay-per-view, Britt Baker is going. If Adam Cole is on this pay-per-view, if Adam Cole is on the main roster television so I bet you Britt Baker was there last night. It wouldn't surprise me if she was there last night, simply because she is dating Adam Cole. If he's in a big pay-per-view event and she's not being tied to a match, a show for AEW or any other show, she's going to be there whether they show her or not. But these guys celebrate. Kevin Owens gives Tommaso Ciampa a hug, and then he exits the cage so that the other 3 guys have the ring. So, fantastic way to end the show. But give it up to Adam Cole. He is your MVP of the night, for the simple fact that he would take that spot bump off top of the cage. This is the second time this year that he went through 2 tables off of the top of the cage. When he did it with Gargano at Takeover, what was it, Toronto? And now this one, 25. Was it 25? Yeah, I think it was 25 actually. No, it was Toronto. Yeah, Toronto. Fantastic. I'm going to take about a minute break, and I'll be back for Survivor Series. Gotta love that new pause button on OBS, because that thing is just a thing of wonder. But moving on to Survivor Series. Why we have a tag team battle royal just thrown out of nowhere is beyond me. The OC Revival, Forgotten Sons, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, the Street Profits, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Breezango, Lucha House Party, Imperium, and Heavy Machinery. I don't know why this was made. I don't know. This was like something last second. So I'm just going to say Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler won. Nothing there. Really don't care. This isn't one of... They had the scorecard, and I guess these matches did count. So Smackdown started the show 1-0-0. Triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship. Lio Rush versus Kalisto and versus Akira Tozawa. I don't know why this match was just out of the blue, but... Cruiserweight Championship still on the pre-show, even though it's an NXT Championship now. So, Mauro Ranallo was not on this show. It was Nigel McGuinness and Byron Saxton for this match. During Saturday's show, Corey Graves decided to tweet out criticisms to Mauro Ranallo not letting Beth Phoenix and Nigel McGuinness get a wooden edgewise. He's like, oh, but just for FYI, there's a WWE Hall of Famer and a former Ring of Honor champion on commentary as well. I'm sure they would have a lot to say. Corey Graves, why the fuck are you so stupid? Come the fuck on. Are you that stupid? You know, as well as everyone else in WWE, that Mauro Ranallo has anxiety issues. He's also got he has depression and everything else. He doesn't need criticism from somebody who could be working with. Don't be jealous, because this dude is better than you. There is no reason to make that comment when you're sucking ass on TV and you're doing a terrible job in a shell of your former self. Mauro Ranallo is not coming at you. If somebody criticized you towards Mauro Ranallo, I'm sure he would defend you. So why are you criticizing Mauro Ranallo for his commentary job? What the hell is wrong with you, Corey? Give me a break. There was no reason to take that shot. and that is the reason he was not on this show. And the simple fact that I started this review today at 8:53 on 11/25/2019, and the tweet that all this was about is still up on Corey Graves' channel on Twitter page is absolutely ridiculous. Every single time, and I forgot to do it this time because I forgot to, but every single time I go to Mario's page and I praise him for his fucking takeover things because he is absolutely fantastic. I love when WWE would put out the clips from the takeovers where it's just Mario Ranallo's commentary, and we see how invested, how passionate this guy is of his work. Why would anybody go out of their way to just criticize somebody for no reason other than just to do it? When they announced that they were gonna have Mario Ranallo and Mario Ranallo, Beth Phoenix, and Nigel McGuinness on Survivor Series for commentary, I just knew somehow, some way that was either A, gonna be a very bad idea, or B, Mario Ranallo was not going to be on the show from one way or another. It wasn't gonna work. Mario Ranallo needs to stay in the NXT bubble and not be anywhere near main roster television or main roster pay-per-views. That's just on me. That's just me. I'm glad. I hope everything's okay with him. He deleted his Twitter. I wish he wouldn't have, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us fans would actually go and praise him and give him love and support that he deserves. WWE has the anti-bullying rallies, and having one of your big commentators on Smackdown sit there and criticize somebody because they don't like their commentary style is not a good look for WWE, and the fact that he has not taken that tweet down is beyond me. Corey Graves, be the bigger man. Don't be a jackass. Did you think Lio Rush was going to lose this Cruiserweight Championship to a Raw or SmackDown superstar? No, no, no. Wins it with the final hour on Kalisto to retain his championship. Then we get to what I don't understand was going to be a big match on the pay-per-view. The triple threat tag team match between the Undisputed Era, the New Day, and the Viking Raiders was put on the pre-show. Why in the wrestling god's name was this put on the pre-show? I don't get why this match was taken away from the main card. This should have been on that main card. But who do you think was going to win this match? The Viking Raiders. So in review, NXT has two. NXT has one. Raw has one. And who won the first match? Oh yeah, and SmackDown. So we're coming out of the pre-show 1, 1, and 1. And then we move on to the women's match, which was the women's match for. This is how the show started off. We had. Let me get this right. Triple threat elimination match: Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, and Io Shirai. Charlotte Flair, Sarah Logan, Natalya, and the women's tag team champions, Kairi Sane. This was another one of those matches, this is one of those matches, it's just, I don't know who thought these were a good idea. I really don't. This could have been so much better if you wanted to do 3v3v3 or something else, but 5v5v5 just looked ridiculous. Can't really go over the match itself because there's just so much that went on. Let's go over who was eliminated and by what order. Nikki Cross got eliminated by Bianca Belair via a roll-up, and then Sarah Logan was eliminated by Bianca Belair with a 450 splash. Carmella then gets eliminated by Charlotte via a pinfall with a natural selection. Kairi Sane gets eliminated by Sasha Banks with a meteor. There was a moment at the beginning of the match where Kairi Sane and Io Shirai got to have a face-to-face. Again, teasing us with the chance of the Sky Pirate versus Sky Pirate match that I believe all of us want to see. Dana Brooke was eliminated by Asuka with a spinning heel kick. Another one of those things that I will never, ever, ever want to take as a move for any money in the world. A spinning heel kick to the face. No. No thank you. Asuka hits some green mist onto Charlotte Flair, and Lacey Evans gets the hits a woman's right on Charlotte for the pinfall. Asuka attacks Charlotte, so it looks like this is where Charlotte and Asuka are going to be feuding after this, because why else would she attack her own team captain? So Asuka is counted out. She left ringside after attacking Flair, so she was counted out. She's gone. Lacey Evans is pinned by Natalya, who rolls her up. Toni Storm, who had a good showing in this match, I'm hoping this is not the last time we're going to see her, gets submitted by a sharpshooter bank statement combination, something that just looked awesome. Bianca Belair gets beat by Sasha Banks with the heart attack with Natalya. Then Sasha Banks beats Natalya with a punch. And then Sasha Banks eats the Riptide for the 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, and Io Shirai are your survivors. So that was the end of the women's match. Again, I don't know who thought a 5-on-5-on-5 was a good idea. There were 12 pinfalls in this match. That's ridiculous. 12 pinfalls. And there was a possibility of 2 more. The problem with a 5-on-5-on-5 match like this is this. The fact that you have to, if you, especially on a pay-per-view when you want to have another one of these and a bunch of other matches, if it was just like Wargames last night, where we on Sunday night or Saturday night, where you had 2 Wargames matches and 2 other matches, that's fine. But if you wanted to go and give us if you wanted to go and do this with all these other things, it just made no sense whatsoever to have 5-on-5-on-5. So this match was just, I don't know, it wasn't a good match at all. So we move on to what a lot of people was hoping to be one of the best matches of the night. Shinsuke Nakamura versus North American Champion Roderick Strong versus United States Champion AJ Styles. And yes, this was commentated by Nigel McGuinness and Jerry the King Lawler. And to me, I was hoping that we wouldn't see Corey Graves on this night, and so far, so good. Alicia Tot was, not Alicia Tot, but Alicia does the introductions for the champions. Roderick Strong does come out by himself, which was good. I still can't believe that the triple threat tag team match got left off the main card instead of, I don't know, Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar, which we'll get to later. This was a fantastic match. These 3 guys went out there and just balls to the wall against each other. Strong runs in out of nowhere, steals a pin from AJ Styles after he hits the phenomenal forearm for the 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong is your winner, taking NXT to a 3-1-1 advantage. It looked like NXT was going to run the table and be the ones to win from start to finish, and just outside of the 2 pre-show matches that Raw and SmackDown won individually, that NXT was just going to run the table and win everything. And then we have Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole. I can't even give you how good this match was. Cole, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix were on the call. Cole says Mauro Ranallo was so excited and so passionate at Takeover on Saturday that he blew out his voice and will be back on NXT TV on Wednesday. Which we all knew, if you're a fan of NXT, know that is absolute bullshit. Mauro Ranallo is passionate, yes, he goes out there and gives you everything, but he never ever blows his voice out. So the fact that you have that lie told is absolute just asinine. This match was awesome. Like, Pete Dunne, yeah, I give it up for Adam Cole. Just give it up for Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. Yes, Adam Cole went through more hell than Pete Dunne did last night. But the fact, on Saturday night, but the fact that both of these men went out there and put themselves bodies on the line at Takeover, and then came out the next night and gave you one hell of a match is just commendable that these guys did this. Cole counters a bitter end and turns it into a Panama Sunrise. He follows up with a last shot for the 1, 2, 3. No doubt in my mind who was winning this match. Adam Cole all the way. Now let's just look at the WWE Community event in Chicago of the weekend. And then we had The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. I don't know what to say about this match. I just I'm tired of the red lighting. I really am. I'm so tired of seeing red lights. Give me something else, but enough of the red lighting. So this one we did have a clean victory. We got the Mandible Claw, 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt wins. I just wish they would have. I wish these two could have had a lot more build and got me more excited for this match. But in the end, Bray Wyatt wins. I'm going to have a little talking point on Wednesday because there is news coming out of what they have for the potential plans for the Fiend, and my thoughts and opinion on it. So is this the last time we'll see Daniel Bryan versus the Fiend? Most likely, but if the plans go as I think they are, I think they might keep this. They might keep this going into December, because if your plans for the Fiend are what they're going to be, then why not just do Daniel Bryan versus the Fiend again in a ladder match or a table match or something that doesn't have the Fiend doing the same things over and over. Sarah Schreiber is backstage with Rey Mysterio asking about the WWE title match tonight. Ray talks about his history with Brock Lesnar. Says Lesnar never changed, but he did. Ray says he will do things to Lesnar tonight that Ray would never have done. He goes on and says he hopes his son Dominic is watching closely from home tonight as he uses his pipe to beat down and destroy Brock Lesnar. And then we get to the Men's Survivor Series Triple Threat Elimination match. Rollins, Ricochet, McIntyre, Owens, and Orton versus Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin, Chad Gable, Mustafa Ali, and Braun Strowman versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Damian Priest, and the United Kingdom WWE UK Champion, Walter. Matt McGuinness, Vic Joseph, and Corey Graves are on the call for this one. So yes, Corey Graves had to rear his ugly head into this match. Now, just like the women's, let's talk about the men, which went the distance when it came to eliminations. So, when you know who's going to be eliminated mostly from start to finish, it kind of, you're doing something wrong. Who had the biggest pop of this match when it started? Walter. So, what do? 3 minutes in, the undefeated, unbeatable, badass of Walter is eliminated by Drew McIntyre with the Claymore kick in 3 minutes. He's gone, okay? Chad Gable, who is also over like Grover, beat with a frog splash in 6 or 7 minutes. Coming out there looking badass, doing everything he can to get this terrible gimmick over, and you beat him in 3 minutes. And then this one was funny because Tommaso Ciampa recruited Kevin Owens to help them on Saturday for Takeover. So what does he do? He hits Widow's Bell, which is his draping DDT, for the 1, 2, 3, and that was that. Damian Priest eats an RKO and looks like a geek in 10 minutes. Then Matt Riddle ends up rolling up Randy Orton and just almost immediately gets hit with an RKO. Corbin comes in, 1, 2, 3. Then Braun Strowman gets counted out after a crossbody from Lee and a Claymore kick from McIntyre. And then Ricochet comes out and gets hit with an End of Days. The fans are turning on this match very, very fast. Mustafa Ali gets beat with the stomp. Drew McIntyre gets beat with the spear. Ciampa beats after a Superman punch and a spear from Reigns. Corbin is out of there. Then it comes down to Roman Reigns, Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Seth Rollins. Tommaso Ciampa is out with a Superman punch from Reigns and a stomp from Seth Rollins. Everything Seth Rollins did in this match got him absolutely booed. He is the new Roman Reigns until they go back to Roman Reigns type booking and Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns again. But anyway, Seth Rollins gets hit with the ground zero, 1, 2, 3. He's out of there, and it comes down to Keith Lee and Roman Reigns. They made Keith Lee look like a star in defeat, losing to a spear, and it's quite obvious. Vince McMahon is always critical about not making new stars, and Vince McMahon not knowing how to pick, how to book people who aren't huge, big guys. Well, Keith Lee is a big guy, and he's going to be booked to be. He's not going to be on NXT for much longer. Keith Lee is going to be on the main roster in no time flat. But the simple fact is, you have Seth Rollins, you have Keith Lee going out there, standing toe to toe with Roman Reigns, who is still the top guy in Vince McMahon's eyes, and coming oh so close to beating Roman Reigns. Just how it's going to be. So that is great to see what they did for Keith Lee. And then we had the comedy match, the piss break match of the night, if you wanted to call it that. Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Did you think Rey Mysterio was gonna walk out of the Sears Center or the the Allstate Arena as champion? Did you think he was gonna avenge his son? You a fool. Oh, I knew Brock Lesnar was winning. The only way Rey Mysterio wins the WWE Championship is that they had Cain Velasquez come out here and help him win. That did not happen. But no. Let's have Dominic come out, hit a double 619 with his father, and it hits one of the worst frog splashes I have ever seen. We ragged on The Miz for having a terrible frog splash. Dominic's frog splash makes Rey Mysterio look like RVD. Just saying. They both cover on top of him. Lesnar kicks out. Lesnar comes back and ends up dropping Dominic with a huge suplex. Leg comes off the top, but Lesnar catches him in midair with a big F5. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar is still your WWE champion. I knew it was going to happen, and honestly, I don't really care. So, Rey Mysterio. So, what was the point of this storyline? Was this supposed to get Rey Mysterio over? Was this supposed to get Dominic over? To prepare Dominic for later when he joins the WWE ranks? Was that what this was supposed to be for? I don't know. This was absolutely ridiculous how dumb this was. So Rey Mysterio loses, and what's next for Brock Lesnar? Probably nothing until the Royal Rumble. We won't see Brock again until the Royal Rumble. So Raw without a world champion for the next 2 months. See you bye. And then quite weirdly, we ended with Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler, and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Why they chose this match as your main event was beyond me. I'm surprised they didn't do Brock Lesnar. So, you had this match. Wasn't the best match it could have been. I was dead on who was going to win this match. I knew if NXT was going to win any match, it was going to be this one. Now, Bayley gets put in the care through the clutch. She taps out, and that was that. After the match, though, Baszler takes her title and sits in the middle of the ring with the music. Bayley rolls over and tries to recover. Baszler has her arms raised, and the referee, as the graphic shows at the end of the night, Raw wins a match with the Viking Raiders earlier in the night. NXT wins 4, and SmackDown wins 2. So NXT is your sole top team for the night. If Bayley would have won, then SmackDown would have been tied with NXT, but that did not happen. Which, if you think about it, NXT had to win this night. NXT had to be the superior brand on this night, or the inclusion of NXT would have meant nothing, and this would have been an exact waste of time. Baszler turns to leave the announce table, but Lynch jumps up and knocks her down. Lynch drives Baszler onto the German announce table, and fans start chanting for it. Becky jumps off on the barrier and puts Baszler through the table. Becky stands tall and says something about this being her show. Becky Lynch's music hits, and she stands tall. Of course, NXT gets the win, but Becky Lynch gets the moral victory. That's what that is. Becky got the win. Baszler got the win, and Raw did not get the. Raw did terrible. Yet Becky has to be the one standing on top at the end of the night. Why? Now, was it a great show? No. NXT Survivor Series hasn't been a good show since I think. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I mean, there's been some good moments here and there, but it's been a long while since Survivor Series has been absolutely good. There were good moments, good matches. The if they're gonna do Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT next year, please let it be Raw and SmackDown versus NXT. Don't do this Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT garbage. In the Survivor Series matches, do a 6-on-6, 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown, 6 from NXT. So we don't have to have between 10 and 15 falls, 10 and 14 falls. Just that was way too much. And don't make it predictable that, oh, well, this person's getting the biggest pop, so let's have them get eliminated first, second, third, fourth, until we know everybody that somebody wanted to keep in the match mostly got eliminated, and fans start chanting for CM Punk. Again, Keith Lee's days on NXT are probably going to be numbered, for the simple fact is Vince McMahon loves himself some Keith Lee. And Keith Lee is going to be a star wherever they put him. And he actually has a chance because of his size and how good he is. This show, again, of course, if I was going to do a who did a better show, Wargames, of course, was better, because they had 2 Wargames matches, and Survivor Series just was bloated and too much. It was just way too much. But on the weekend, I think we've had 3 people made overall, with Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley being made the night before at Wargames, and Keith Lee being made against Roman Reigns on Sunday nights. That is your Survivor Series review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club, find me on twitch.tv/The France Club, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for my Monday Night Raw review. And then Wednesday, we're going to have a little talk about The Fiend and what WWE could possibly going to ruin this guy. But until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.